Okay, so we're working our way to the 1989 section where this is basically going to cover 6 years. The Big Red Machine was coming to an end. Everyone remembers the Big Red Machine, remembers some of these big names that came out of that team. Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan, who were both a very important part of those teams. I mean, it's just second baseman. Of course, everyone knows him from ESPN now and all the announcing he's done. But for all the Boston fans out there, yes. Tremendous career, 23 years. I mean, and on top of what he did, you know, he had left field covered. You were not going to, I mean, it's amazing. All right, Jim Palmer, Baltimore Orioles, almost 20 years he pitched in the American League. He had a big high kick, and he helped that team win championships as well. Fergie Jenkins, another big name. This is all now, see, now we're getting down to the section where I know all these names from growing up. And Rod Carew, what a hitter. I still to this day will actually say I think Rod Carew might be one of the best hitters that ever played this game. Honestly. See, we had a couple of weird names here that took forever to get here. I mean, you're talking about somebody who left the game in 1939, and Tony Lazzeri didn't get into the Hall of Fame until the 90s. So it's very strange that it took him that long to get here. There's another big name in here who took some time to make his way in here. But like Harold Newhouser, he retired in 1955. He didn't make it into the Hall of Fame until 1991. So it's amazing it took him that long to get here. For us Yankee fans who remember the 1977 World Series, back-to-back home runs and 3 at-bats on 3 pitches. That's amazing. And some of the Mets, the beginnings of the Mets, when the Mets came into the league in 1969, they had Nolan Ryan on that roster, Tom Seaver on that roster, Jerry Koosman on that roster. That pitching rotation was absolutely phenomenal. And then look at this. Now, we took a picture when we first walked in here of the holy cow, which is great. Hopefully you'll see a picture of that on our website as well. But the scooter, for all of us Yankee fans who remember him in the booth as not just a player, but you know, he wore number 10. He was the original number 10 in Yankees lore. So, and it's nice to see the scooter in the Hall of Fame. He certainly deserves it for what he did as a player and in his time in the booth as well. So, Steve Carlton, another dominant left-hander. Tremendous career. And obviously Mike Schmidt. These two were on the same team. They won baseball. They won the championship together in 1980. Great, tremendous amount of things. So we're going to move on. 1995. And this is the last section before the 2000 starts. This is from the 1995 to 1999 entrance. And again, we have a lot of old players being accepted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you see that, you know, Richie Asner left the league in 1962. He didn't make it to the Hall of Fame until 1995. So it's amazing how some of them, I mean, here's another game. I mean, how did Bunning not get into the Hall of Fame? And he retired in 1969. It took him almost 30 years to get into the Hall of Fame. And here's another old-time name. Victor Willis. He left 1910. It took him almost 100 years to get into the Hall of Fame. It's just tremendous. Earl Weaver, of course, everyone knows, loved to argue with an umpire. It was an umpire he didn't like or didn't care for. It was always something. So, of course, the Nicos and Nellie Fox. Everyone knows Nellie Fox from all of his days in Philadelphia and Chicago, of course. And Tommy Lasorda, Dodger fame. Everyone knows Tommy Lasorda today. He's still around with us, and Tommy's just great for baseball. He's been a patriot for baseball. You know, everybody in the whole entire West Coast should thank Tommy Lasorda for what they've gotten over in Los Angeles. So let's wrap this up. We're going to go over to the 2000s and wrap up our time here at the Hall of Fame.